Hi, my name is Chris.
Hi, I'm Crystal. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, thank you for coming in today. What brings you in?
Right now, I am dealing with the loss of a loved one. My father recently passed away a couple of months ago, and it's been really hard on me. I have lost interest in things that I used to love to do. I'm not eating or sleeping very well. I'm losing relationships between family members that I never thought I would lose, and I'm having a hard time focusing.
Well, I know it's never easy to talk about something as painful as loss, but I am here to support you. How have you been feeling since the passing of your loved one?
I've been feeling pretty down, pretty out of sorts. Um, I just, I'm not myself.
Well, that is a very honest and a very real feeling. Losing someone you care about can leave a huge hole, and it can feel like the world is a little less bright, doesn't it? Grief isn't just emotional, it impacts everything: your body, your mind, even your daily routines. Can you share a bit more about how it's affecting you physically or even mentally?
I've been extremely tired. No matter how much I sleep, it feels like I'm always drained. And sometimes I can't focus on anything. It's like this mist has clouded my brain. It gets all foggy and I can't get rid of it. Sometimes I'll be doing something and get this moment of peace, but it doesn't last very long. The sadness eventually creeps right back in, and it's like I'm all overwhelmed all over again.
Well, it sounds like your body is still in a high state of emotional stress, which is very understandable after such a loss. Grief can trigger physical emotions and physical symptoms: fatigue, headaches, and even stomach issues. As a foggy feeling is common because your brain is processing so much emotional pain that it can be hard to overcome. It can also it can affect your ability to concentrate, and it is also likely to constantly have you switching between emotional gaps. You know, trying to catch up with everything that you're feeling, trying to catch up with everything in your head, trying to catch up with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's like my mind and body are both exhausted, but I can't seem to stop thinking about them. I don't know what to do with the emptiness that I feel, and I really want to move on, but it feels like it's an impossible task.
Well, the emptiness can be overwhelming, and you're right. There is no moving on as if nothing happened. Grief isn't about forgetting or pretending you're okay. It's about learning how to live with the absence of your loved one while still finding a way to live your life. Sometimes that fear is a hard one to learn to deal with. Um, but you just got to figure out ways to deal with it. You've got to figure out your way to deal with it. Not everybody is the same. And that fear is very real. It's terrifying to think that you might get stuck in sadness without being able to move forward. But here's the thing: grief is a process, a part of it that involves allowing yourself to grieve when you need to. The sadness may not completely go away, but as time passes, the intensity of it often changes. You may learn how to carry it with you in a way that feels more manageable. It's allowing yourself that space to grieve so that eventually you can start to heal.
I'm scared that if I let it all out, that I'll never stop crying, or that I'll get stuck in this place of sadness and I won't be able to come out of it. I don't think I know how to live with the fact that they're gone.
Well, you're definitely not alone in that. Many people try to distract themselves from the pain because it feels way too overwhelming to sit with it. But avoiding the grief doesn't make it go away. In fact, it can sometimes prolong it or even make it more intense when it comes back. One thing that I'd like to explore with you is how to gently allow yourself to feel what you need to feel without fear of being consumed by it. You may have moments where you even felt a brief sense of peace or connection with a loved one, even amongst the sadness. Is there any good memories that you can think of that you can incorporate into your recovery here?
I guess I've been avoiding it. I keep myself busy with work, friends, and distractions, but when I'm alone, that's when it all catches up. But even when I distract myself, it's like there's this heavy weight that I can't shake off. I don't want to feel this way forever. Sometimes when I'm out walking, I'll see something like a flower or a place we used to go together, and it'll remind me of them. I feel this little moment of warmth, like they're still with me, but then the sadness comes rushing back, and I feel like I'm just not okay.
And it's okay to feel that way. It's even possible for you to feel a little chaotic, and that's a normal part of grief. But starting small can help you feel like you're taking some control over the process. What do you think about writing a letter to your loved one? It could be a way for you to say the things you didn't get to say or to express when they were here.
I haven't really thought about it that way, but I think it might help. I just don't know where to start. I feel like everything is so chaotic inside of me right now. But that sounds like something I could try. I've never really thought about writing a letter to them, but it might help me get some of these feelings out.
Well, I think it could be a beautiful way to process your feelings. And remember, there is no rush. You can write one letter, you can write several. Over time, it's not about perfection. It's about expressing your way in a way that makes you feel authentic. Another idea is to create a memory box where you can keep things that remind you of your loved ones. Photos, letters, trinkets, memorabilia, anything that gives you a positive memory of the loved one. This can be a safe space to remember them while you're also having a tangible reminder of their life and their legacy.
I like the idea of a memory box, but it feels like it would give me a way to keep their memory close without feeling like I'm stuck in the past. So maybe I could start there.
Well, it's definitely a start. Creating something physical like the memory box. It can help bridge the gap between the past and the present. It allows you to honor the memory of your loved one while giving you a space to move forward. How do you also feel about incorporating some self-care into your routine? Grief can be all-consuming, but taking care of your physical health, sleep, nutrition, and exercise can also support your emotional healing.
Honestly, I've been neglecting that part of things. I've been so focused on the sadness, but I think it might help if I try to take better care of myself. I know it's not only about my emotions, but I have to pay attention to my body as well.
You do, anything like a gym, water sports, anything that you might like will help you get yourself into better shape and incorporate that into your emotional recovery. Your body and your mind are connected, and nurturing both will help you through this process. Small steps like taking walks, eating regular meals, or even getting enough sleep, it can help you feel more grounded. It might not take away the grief, but it can give you some strength to cope with it. Would you be open to working on some self-care goals together as well as exploring more ways to express your grief?
Yes, I would love to focus on some self care. What type of self care would you recommend?
Um, well, you have actually taken the first step by showing up here today. You know, self-care through therapy can definitely help. It's somebody that you don't necessarily know that you can let out your emotions to, that will not judge, that will not look at you wrong, that will just sit here and listen and let you let everything out.
What do you think about keeping a journal?
Journals are amazing. Journals definitely help. You can let all your emotions out that you don't want to tell nobody. You can write letters in your journal. You can write to yourself in your journal. just let out emotions that you might not feel comfortable even talking about to me, to another therapist.
What are some things that you can recommend when I'm feeling overwhelmed?
Take a walk just by yourself. Go to a park, listen to nature, calm yourself down. Do things that you enjoyed doing with a loved one in the past, whether it be bird watching, taking a walk through the flea market, anything that you remember doing with them that brought you joy.
I think I'd like that. I've been so focused on the sadness that I've forgotten to take care of myself. Maybe I can take your suggestions and I can start with writing a letter or making a memory box. But I do know that I also need to try to be kinder to myself.
Well, that's also a wonderful starting point. And remember, healing takes time, and it's okay to have setbacks. You're doing the best you can in a very difficult situation. How would you feel about continuing with meetings here with me?
I believe that I would like to keep coming and working together on what we're going through. I feel a little bit more hopeful now just knowing that I'm not alone in this. It's going to be a process, but I think I'm ready to start taking those small steps.
Well, just remember, you don't have to take those steps alone. There's not just individual therapy here like me, there is group therapy. There is what's called nature therapy. There are yoga, gym, anything that could not just condition your mind, but your body and your soul to help you get back to where you need to be emotionally.
Well, I would very much appreciate doing this together one step at a time. Thank you for seeing me today.
Well, you're very welcome, and you're not alone. And let's take it one step at a time, all together.